Of Ghost Hunters Academy. The class revisits Eastern State Penitentiary, the site of TAP's most memorable moments.
Dude, run! Here,
when the setup from hell turns 2 nights into one.
You guys are losing it. I apologize.
The investigation puts everyone on the hot seat.
You guys should be devastated about this opportunity passing by you.
And Chris and Heather are the first to feel the pressure.
What are we here trying to get?
You know...
To get hardcore evidence.
Can the Academy rally to complete their mission?
You okay?
I thought I just heard yelling or something.
What was that? It sounded like a man's voice.
But will everyone survive their stay at the infamous prison?
Whoa, do you see all this? What the heck?
The world's preeminent paranormal investigators are looking for new blood. Thousands applied. 5 were given the chance. Only the best will earn a coveted spot in the Ghost Hunters family. Over the next few months, Steve and Tango will train and test the recruits. Will any of them have what it takes to pass the first semester of Ghost Hunters Academy?
So, saw a sign for Philly back there? What are we doing back in Philly?
We're going to go to the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Eastern State? You're kidding me.
Eastern State Penitentiary, guys. We've been there many times. We've caught some possible activity there.
Right.
So can you tell us the history of Eastern State?
It opened in 1829, in operation until 1971. I believe for a long time, all of the cells were actually solitary confinement. And then they stopped that for a while, but they believe that a lot of the prisoners who weren't crazy became crazy because of it.
Al Capone stayed there.
Al Capone stayed there, right?
Now, guys, what are some of the claims that we've got going on? What are we working with at this particular location?
Reports of seeing apparitions, reports of voices being heard, reports of footsteps.
Feeling dread.
The feeling of dread, yep. The feeling of being watched. That's Eastern State, like the corner of it.
Yeah. Whoa.
All right, guys, here we are, Eastern State Penitentiary.
I've always wanted to come here. I've known about this place my whole life. I've known the ghost stories. It's just amazing that I'm actually here.
You guys should be psyched to be here. You really should.
Amazing.
Really?
Truly incredible.
It is amazing. I mean, look behind you. It's big. You think you guys are ready for it? I mean, that's just one cell block of 5. This is going to be tough. It really is.
Big place.
It's a big place, and hopefully we'll see a better and more efficient setup than last time, you know?
We've given you guys 2 investigations to do that, and we haven't really seen teamwork yet, so I think we're going to mix it up.
Jane, would you please join us over at the RV, please? Hi, Jane.
How's it going?
Would you please join your team over here?
Okay.
Guys, this is Jane. She's going to be your new team member.
Perfectly honest with you, blew me out of the water. I had no idea it was going to happen, not even an inkling. But regardless of how much shock it's brought, we're going to have to incorporate her, and so.
How's it going? I've been paranormal investigating for the last 2 years, and I just finished my degree in psychology. But there's still a lot that I can learn from Steve and Tango, and I'm looking forward to it.
So, guys, you got to make sure that she's up to speed, get her up to level with what you guys are doing, and it's going to be your responsibility to get her going. By the end of this Eastern State trip, at least one of you will be going home.
It's definitely a little startling to hear Steve say, you know, somebody's going to be going home at the end of this investigation. You know, of course, there's been all kinds of issues in the past with me specifically. I feel like if I can continue to pull my weight, my actions will speak for themselves.
The stakes are high tonight. If I slip up, it very well could be me going home.
All right, guys, let's not waste any more time out here.
Let's get in there.
Hey, Fran. How's it going, man?
Good.
Good to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You brought some friends along this time?
We did. We brought some friends with us, and they're really psyched to be here at Eastern State.
So tonight we got a special treat for you guys. In addition to all the spaces you've normally been in, tonight we're also going to let you go into cell block 14. It was actually built by inmates, designed by an inmate. It's a 3-floor block, and it's a pretty creepy place. I think you'll like it.
So they'll be, in essence, some of the first paranormal investigators to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, guys,
Almost like pioneers, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Seeing it.
All right.
All right, come on, guys.
Awesome.
Come on in. This is the medical ward. They do claim to hear a lot of stuff back here. Footsteps, you know, seeing the shadows and the masses moving around. You know, whatever sounds make sense to a hospital ward, you know, they claim to be hearing. So keep an ear out for that sort of thing, okay? Jane, any notes? You're not into note-taking?
No, I got it. It's all up here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. We took a tour not so long ago, and they didn't take one note between all of them.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We'll see.
Well, I'm glad to see everybody else taking notes. And Heather, I'm excited to see you on the tour.
That is great.
Sacrificing your own personal protocol to be with the team is important to us and to the team.
Thank you. Being a medium on a paranormal investigation team is definitely challenging. I chose to go on the tour because I was beginning to try to implement that plan that we had done at Mifflin as far as me following them on the tour, but not necessarily getting the historic information.
Right up there, you see that guard tower? They claim to see full-bodied apparitions in there. They see them, they disappear right in front of their eyes.
Happens often, too. A lot of people
Happens
see it.
often. This is cell block 12, and they have a lot of reports of activity in here. Everything from shadows to actual moving masses. When we were here investigating, we had a camera set up right down on the end there, and we caught a mass.
Oh, whoa.
What the heck?
It looks very solid.
I wanted to ask if, Heather, now that you're on the tour with us, are you seeing anything or experiencing anything right now? Like,
In general, being in here is actually kind of difficult. I get really dizzy. It's a very heavy feeling, which of course they had reported before. So some of that, you know. In here, I would want to check out probably the third tier a little bit more toward the back.
Okay, that's it. We'll go to the next spot. This is cell block 4, and they have a lot of reports here. Full-bodied apparitions, black masses, footsteps, feelings of being watched. When we investigated here, one of our investigators did something that is, you know, extremely against our protocol and ran out of here because he saw something and he ran out fast and ran out screaming.
Dude, run!
Where were you?
Right over here. Yeah, just taking a picture. And it was still lit up a little bit, and you see this thing go.
You ran like a sissy.
Hell yeah. What's that? I'm gonna go run to it. You told me that today.
Do your impression of Brian and David.
That freaked me out.
So that's something that we will never do, and I don't want you guys to do that. And yes?
What access do we have in this?
You have access to just this level. Unfortunately, the top level is being renovated.
And what could that mean, guys? Renovation.
It could stir up activity.
Definitely. Yes.
All right, guys.
Right there is that cell block that they're letting us into for the first time ever. Cell block 14. We're going to be some of the first investigators to ever investigate there. That whole area back there, you're going to go straight back, off to the left, down that corridor, and it's all yours. Okay?
Awesome.
Let's not waste any more time, and let's get all the equipment in here, and let's do it, okay?
Up to it, guys.
We do 3 people wiring at one time. We have 1 person going out placing these cameras. Okay. And then I would love to stay here and just make sure that everything's going right. And if you guys don't mind, just grab some wire and just... There's certain points when I think people get mad that I'm in the leadership role, but right now it runs smoother when you have 1 person in charge. And then that plugs in right there.
Okay.
Perfect. We have a picture already. I'm just here to make sure that everything goes smoothly. I know the technology, I know everything, and I just think that I need to be a leader when it comes to this kind of stuff. So right now we just need to get all of these videos up.
A little bit to the left. There you go. Right there.
What happened?
Oh, no.
What?
We might not have enough.
This is Chris to command. I don't have any visuals of any power cords that I can use inside medical.
You know, I was really excited for the cadets. You know, they seem to have a really good momentum going for the setup, and just all of a sudden everything started going downhill.
Is there any power strips over there by any chance?
No.
the power line to these cameras is not connected, and it actually needs to be flipped. It'll be up in 2 minutes. And we have picture. And we have picture, right?
No picture.
They've been setting up now for hours, and they only have 1 or 2 cameras set up. I can't give them too much longer, maybe another hour tops. This is not good.
No?
Just so you know, this is horrendous. I don't know what else I could do.
What's the wire situation? I'm going up 2 flights of stairs right now. Do we have enough wire?
I'm getting from Carl, that's all the wire we have. How much more wire exactly do you need?
In the hundreds.
We certainly don't have that much.
Hey guys, your ship is sinking. This setup is falling apart. We're running out of time.
There's only so much time the cadets have to investigate. You know, they're given a deadline, and if they can't do it, I mean, then you know, we're gonna have to, you know, throw the whole thing away.
Guys, where do we stand now? Like, as far as what we have done and what needs to be done to get us to the investigation?
This one right here is the last one being wired right now.
I thought you guys were doing 5 cameras.
We had to, because we wanted to get to the really important one in 12. We had to manipulate the wire to come back, so we're just gonna do 4 tonight.
And which is the spot you compromised?
The spot what is the spot that we compromised?
I don't know, I was running a line.
Ben had it good in the beginning. He was giving out orders. He was taking control. It's falling apart, man. The team is falling apart. It's like he gets these 15 minutes of calling shots and being really sharp, and then it all just falls apart.
We have 5 wires running out. That's what I'm saying.
Right. We will have 5, yeah. Totally scratch everything that I just said.
Ben, no. I cannot scratch everything you just said. What just showed me is that there's no communication, there's no teamwork, and there's just 1 or 2 people calling all the shots, everybody else running in circles, and nobody communicating as a team and working together.
It's pretty obvious Steve and Tango are annoyed with us at this point. It's just a giant mess right now.
Let's call the team back. We just lost another camera. Guys, the problem right now, the reason we're stopped is you still have to get audio to 3 of the cameras. You have to get power to cell block 12 and to cell block 14. I gotta tell you that there's absolutely no time to do any of that, so we have to wrap it up now. Gotta wrap everything up, pack it up, and we're gonna get out of here. I mean, you guys should be devastated about this opportunity passing by you.
It really hurts that we weren't able to investigate tonight at this place.
Let's see it happen tomorrow, and you know, I just have to see it to believe it now.
Let's get this all wrapped up, guys, as quickly as you can so we can get out of here.
I guarantee you that if Stephen Tango came up to me and said, Chris, you need to delegate, it would be done, and it would be done properly.
Tonight was hectic, so I just gotta step it up a notch tomorrow and show Steve and Dave that I can get it together.
The cadets better get this investigation going tomorrow, because if not, the whole thing's just a big waste. It's a big mess.
All right, guys, here we are, night 2. It's no secret that last night was an absolute disaster.
Obviously, we have not been learned in the ways of setup.
We can't see you being in a place like this and not being able to investigate.
Can't take the chance.
It's absolutely crazy.
I think they have some dirt on us, a little bit of dirt on us now, if they need to kick somebody off.
So hit a camera, be responsible for it, own it, do it, get it up, and that's the way we're gonna do it tonight, okay? You guys ready? This is what we're gonna do right now. Carl, start setting up center command, okay? You know how to get all that going, right?
Steve and Tango decided to take over setup.
While center command is being set up, run to location, start stringing, okay? We want to get this done in 45 minutes, guys, okay?
Okay.
All right. You're doing walkie.
Out 4, be right behind you.
Okay.
Susan left without a walkie. Would you please set up this mini DV in death row?
Yes.
Do you remember where it is?
Yes.
There you go. Make sure you have the entranceway and as much of that cell in your frame, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
God, I have to pee now.
Set up here.
How you doing? Straight off, we got
All right, guys, so what we're looking at right here, got kind of the layout. Camera 1, we're looking at is the medical camera. Camera 2, cell block 12, you can see there. Camera 3 is going to be cell block 14. 4 is the shot of the outside of the guard tower.
Yep.
And 5 here, like you guys said, is 14, is the new section.
All right, so excellent. We have all 5 cameras up with audio, right?
Correct. Yep.
It took exactly 45 minutes.
It was kind of both ways. Like, we wanted to show our plan, but at the same time, it was nice to have a little direction.
So what do we have to do now?
Lights out?
That's right. Let's get the lights out, guys, okay? Let's do it quick. Lights out.
All right. This is Chris and Susan headed into the newly opened
Cell block 14.
14.
I think that really need to cover every corner of this place, Chris, because if we catch something...
We would be the first. Me and you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You hear that?
No.
It was like a boot. It was really strange. Hold on.
If there's anybody here with us right now, can you please make that sound again?
I'm gonna take 2 seconds, actually, and I'm gonna go back and listen to it because Steve and Tango just told me about active rewind.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to continue sweeping the area for
Please.
temperature.
Oh, man.
Did you catch it on there?
I could have, but my own footsteps, I think, may have overshot it. But you know what? I'm so glad that Steve and Tango told me about that actively, you know, in the investigation, trying to go and review the evidence to see if you could actually pinpoint something. That's really, really helpful technique. I just want to get a shot into each one of these rooms. What the heck? This is like straight out of a horror movie.
Well, let's see if we could do an EVP session.
Yeah. Is there anybody with us who would like to present themselves to us or talk with us?
I am getting a little sensation of like, I wouldn't want to say a heaviness, but like, I don't know how to explain it.
If there's anybody in here right now, we mean you no harm, and we certainly aren't here to do you any disrespect or discord.
You don't feel it there, right?
No, I feel the same. It's in the entire room to me. I'm gonna step outside of the room and see if it goes away.
That's an airplane.
That didn't sound like an airplane to me.
Really?
No, that sounded like water just... I'm gonna go check it out. Whoa. Whoa. Susan.
What's going on, man?
We've got massive amounts of fog rolling out here, and I have no idea why. This is the noise that we heard. There's fog all in this hallway. Whoa. Whoa. Susan.
What's going on, man?
There's fog all in this hallway. There's like fog just rolling in here. Do you see all this?
Yeah, I'm catching on.
That's the noise that we heard. It was like a... What the heck? Watch your step. There's really a lot of water here.
Oh, my God.
What?
You!
We decided to test Chris and Susan with a visual test, you know. They're familiar with mists and how the paranormal activity can manifest in a misty form.
We just want to see if the cadets just have, a good head on their shoulders and realize that it's not a ghost.
I think we found some tricksters here.
We caught you on candid camera, guys.
They did great. They really did. They used their process of elimination, trying to figure out what it is. They went back and forth with each other.
I told you it wasn't an airplane. I am not crazy.
They didn't dismiss it right away. They didn't freak out and think it was something paranormal. They didn't run from it. They went towards it, and they followed it right to us, which is exactly what we wanted them to do. Guys, I'm psyched.
Right.
I'm psyched. You guys passed this test with flying colors. You did. We got a high five over that one. You
Absolutely.
guys nailed it.
Thanks, Gary.
Absolutely nailed it.
My name is Susan, and this is my friend Chris.
It's not Chris, though.
I mean, Carl.
Jeez.
Sorry.
It's like you don't even know me anymore.
It's because I haven't worked with you. I'm so used to working with everyone else. Into the medical ward.
Death row.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
The tape has reached the end. Let's just make sure. Let's rewind the tape. Make sure there's footage on that.
Yeah, this is a horrible shot. I wonder whatever.
Jane.
Okay.
When Susan and I got to death row, we noticed the camera that Jane had placed was really far out of position.
Sorry.
This is a great spot because you can see anyone who comes in down this way.
Absolutely.
Because there's no entrance over here. This guy. There we go. Do like that shot.
Do you want to try and sit in one of these cells and do a VP session?
Yeah. Well.
This is Susan and Carl in death row. Maybe you can share your final thoughts with us.
If this place was so horrific for you, why are you still here?
There was a train in the background. Do you think you deserve being on death row?
Carl, we're going to be switching up locations very shortly. So you guys come back to center command.
I haven't worked with Carl before. He's kind of a skeptic, and I like to think of balance in between both, and we really feed well off of each other. It was really an enjoyable experience.
This is Jane and Ben in the guard tower.
Now, just to let you guys know, who's ever listening to this recorder, there's going to be a lot of motorcycle noises and a lot of...
Yeah, tag that.
Of airplanes. So we'll tag it if it's...
Really loud?
If it's really loud, yeah. But we'll tag as much as we can.
Tagging is a technique that we've implemented that helps us, filter out normal sounds that are happening. So when you're reviewing your audio, we'll know that it isn't something paranormal.
Were you a guard here? Would you please give us a sign of your presence? I'm hoping that other classmates will actually listen to me and include me as a member of the group instead of some new girl who's still kind of, getting used to things. Do you still keep watch in this tower?
This is Jane and Ben in the guard tower.
Yep.
We got them on here.
Make a loud noise that we can hear. Did you hear that again? It was the same tapping noise. It's probably the wind, but I mean, it was on.
What you're listening to now, recorder, is the wind starting to pick up a lot.
Are you okay?
I thought I just heard yelling or something.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That's gotta be.
It's gotta be somebody.
That's gotta be somebody up there. Jane and Ben moving around.
I believe they heard something.
I honestly do not know.
That had to have been.
That had to have been.
Somebody out here. I don't hear it anymore, do you?
Either.
That was really weird.
That was really weird.
Ben, come to center command for a minute if you don't mind, okay?
Yeah, I'll be right down.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That had to have been.
That had to have been.
Somebody out here.
He's repeating everything she's saying.
Yeah.
She'll say, oh, what is that? He's like, I don't know. Then she'll be like, oh, it's probably something. Oh, yeah, it's probably something.
I don't hear it anymore, do you?
I don't either.
Look, it's so crazy.
That was really weird.
Ben, come to center command for a minute if you don't mind, okay?
Yeah, I'll be right down.
That's not the Ben I want to see.
I called you down here instead of going up to you because I don't want her to hear this.
Okay.
What are you doing up there, man? You're letting Jane lead you around like a lost puppy. It's almost like you're on a leash and she's dragging you around.
She's going back and forth, and you're literally doing the same exact thing right after.
Everything she said, you mimicked it to the word. You're letting her influence your decisions. You're letting her influence what might be happening around you. We don't want to see that anymore, okay? We want to see Ben free thinking on his own accord.
Proactive.
Proactive Ben back in the saddle. Okay, buddy?
All right, get back up there.
It was a bad error of judgment when I went up there. It's just I need to get back to what Stephen Tango taught us.
I think you got the point.
Just try and draw as much energy as you can. Use the energy in the air and give us a sign. Can you make a noise for us? Do you feel any strange feelings or? Because sometimes, you know, you could feel the energy changing in the room sometimes.
Yeah, I don't feel anything in here.
No, neither do I.
Nice job, Ben.
Just say copy or something. Let them know that you heard.
He doesn't need to copy. He knows what we're talking about.
Oh, I don't even know. I forgot
Thank you, though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cell block 12.
I think the smartest thing to do would be to go around and get a base for EMF so that we can...
I'm going to leave this door open on this side to kind of earmark this cell as something to come back to, maybe for EVP. Getting a lot of emotion from inside of it.
Sure. You know, it's funny. I just got a spike of 0.6 twice, 0.7, 1.1. Something's going on. Because 1.1, it has not done a 1.1 the entire time I've been in here.
But why that corner? It just...
0.6, 0.5, 1.0.
See, it's right in. It seems to be right in that corner too.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely.
It's right
there.
there.
It is.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Okay, good.
It's not a working electrical box, but it is an electrical box.
Exactly, and that's this 0.6, 0.5, 0.3, 1.1. I'm thinking we should probably start heading back towards the end because that's where you said you've already gotten some feelings.
Right.
Let's get down and see if we can figure some stuff out up here.
I'm definitely willing to make compromises in my methods. The one thing that I'm not willing to compromise is being a medium in general. So masks on.
Masks on. Here's to not getting asbestos.
There was no way that I go on an investigation and just say nothing about it the whole time, because that would be being untrue to myself. It's who I am. As much as I have blonde hair, I am a medium.
This is Chris and Heather investigating on the 3rd tier of cell block 12. How are you doing?
What I had picked up when I walked by this cell was this emotion of being cooped up and kind of this despair, this caged bird, you know? But at the same time, there's this connection to this cell, like when this is all you have, you make something of that.
What did you do to end up in a place like this?
Did you hear that? There's got to be somebody out there. It sounded like a man's voice. It was grovelly, it had breath.
God, I hope we caught that on this recorder.
Oh, I know. Is there anybody out here?
We are walking outside of the cell that we were in, pursuing a possible voice.
I don't think there's anybody down there. I was kind of getting, you know, images of shadows, kind of some emotions that were probably residual.
This is Chris and Heather back in the cell that we just came from, investigating the noise. We could not find anything to quantify it. We're not exactly sure if it was paranormal or not, but at this point, we're going to continue with the EVP session.
We came up to talk to you about something. Chris, let's talk downstairs, me and Tango. Why are you spending all the time in the 3rd tier when you guys have a camera on the 2nd tier for a reason, because it is the highest degree of activity?
Heather, suggested that there may have been something on the 3rd floor down, and I didn't want to not give her the opportunity to do what she needed to do. I just figured I would go to a place where we might actually be able to quantify something.
The fact is that we have something on video on the 2nd tier.
And you're on the 3rd tier. But why would you not say we're not getting any hardcore evidence here, and it is detracting us from spending quality time that we should be spending where the highest degree of activity is?
I hear you loud and clear, and I will stand up for what I need to do in this investigation just as much as what she needs to do from now on.
All right. Would you please do me a favor?
Sure.
Go up there and send her down to us, please.
Not a problem.
Thank you. You guys spent an awfully long time on the 3rd tier because you influenced Chris to stay up there. You have a camera in the 2nd tier for a reason, because that is the place of high activity. And what are we here trying to get?
You know...
To get hardcore evidence, right?
Well, the rationale of it was that we were thoroughly investigating the 3rd tier, and we were just moving to the 2nd tier when you came in.
Well, when you moved to the 2nd tier is when we were going to switch teams.
Well,
that's what makes you an investigator, is figuring that out, doing it, using your skills to figure out when it's time to move to the other spots and do things.
Right, and that was what we were attempting to do. Unfortunately, maybe it just didn't work out that way.
This behavior does not make a good team member. So we need to button it up and get it straight.
Everybody makes mistakes, but at the same time, mistakes are made. Sometimes things just don't gel for whatever reason.
We're going to switch teams shortly, so please be next to your walkie.
You know, I pick up, try to finish what I start to the best of my ability, so the rest of tonight I'm just going to continue to do what I need to do and try to put it behind me as much as I can.
All right, this is Carl and Ben. We're here in the medical ward. If you wanted to look that way and I look that way we wouldn't have the IRs pointed at each other.
Sounds good. Good idea.
Can you leave this medical ward? Do you call this place home now?
That's me moving. Now, I don't know if this was during your time, but Al Capone was a prisoner here, and he got kind of a really luxurious...
What was that? Was this the same room that you heard the sound in earlier?
Yeah, this is the same exact room.
Oh. I think I'll just chill in here and see if it happens again.
That's weird. That was the ceiling falling.
Had to be.
Yep. Mark that as ceiling kind of.
Hey guys, it's getting late, so let's wrap this up and head into Center Command, please. I thought the team turned it around. I thought they picked themselves up after yesterday's disaster. I was really impressed. Nice hustle with breakdown.
Good job.
Very good.
Awesome.
Tonight, we facilitated things for you, got everything going so that we could investigate. To be honest with you, the investigation, we saw a lot of good things. You know, we really did.
People shined.
Jane showed us that she does have some quality investigative skills. You know, on the other hand, we asked you to set up a camera in death row. So what was going through your head when you just plopped it there and said, all right, I don't need to get the entrance like they suggested. I don't need any of this.
I don't have the technical, sorry.
It's not.
This takes no technical prowess whatsoever.
It's
this
common
is
sense.
Common sense, basic figuring skills.
Wow, that was fast.
She cries and leaves. She can't hack it. Jane, we asked you to set up a camera in death row. This takes no technical prowess whatsoever.
It's
this
common
is
sense.
Common sense, basic figuring skills.
I don't have the technical background, you know, that everybody else seems to have. And I'm just trying to pick up all this information, and I just needed a moment. So. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm just extremely frustrated with myself and disappointed in myself, so I apologize.
Well, I mean, we can respect that, you know, fine. But no more of this, okay?
Okay.
Somebody's going home at the end of this trip, maybe more than one person. Honesty is the #1 thing that we're looking for above everything else. Think about it. Guys, let's get out of here.
I think the whole team is nervous because we all know in the back of our head that at least one of us is going at the end of this process.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
How did it go? You guys feel good about what you did? All the analysis? You got through it good? Everybody?
We knocked it out.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Just to clarify, we never actually found anything on the DVR. I mean, we watched that thing 100% through. But I'll actually start off with an audio clip, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Right.
It is Chris and Susan are in cell block 14, where the barber's chair is. You'll hear it, I think.
We certainly aren't here to do you any disrespect or discord.
So we've listened to it, have some ideas. What do you guys think? Like, I know you all have listened to it together and...
Well, we discussed that it could possibly be the sound of a door opening and closing. But when we're in there, all the doors are off the hinges and leaned against the wall. I'm 100% sure that I'm not going to get eliminated. I think people were reprimanded a little bit more harsh than I was.
I agree with you as far as it not being the sound of a door or something.
I agree as well.
It sounds like it has a little tone into it, almost like a moan or something.
That's exactly what I wrote down.
What we all thought it
So maybe it's not happy, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about myself right now as well, because I did step up a lot in the last case here. So I feel like at the same time, while I was doing really good in a lot of ways, I had some shaky moments too.
Our assessment, in conjunction with you guys actually tagging as you're supposed to, makes me feel confident. Right. This is good, guys. A nice first piece.
I think I'm safe. I really do.
Thank you. What's next?
This is actually me and Susan investigating cell block 14.
I mean, I understand. I can kind of assimilate it to what you were saying.
And you guys looked for whatever that was?
Yes. Yeah, later on in the audio, I believe you hear us trying out a bunch of different sounds and things.
We tried hitting things, we tried scraping things to try and see if we could recreate it.
I can kind of assimilate it to what you were saying.
Did you hear that?
I'd have a hard time labeling that as something paranormal. It just sounds like it could be too many other things, you know? So the team presented us with some possible evidence that although it's interesting, it's nothing that we can use, you know? I think it sounds coming from another location, sort of bleeding into their investigation site. So we're gonna take them back inside the penitentiary and show them, you know, do a few experiments with them and just show them how easily and how far sound can travel. Let's do it, Dave. You wanna head down there? Guys, Tango is gonna go all the way down to the end there and make some noises. Hear that? All he's doing is barely closing that door down there. All right, guys. Good job, Dave.
Thank you.
So as you can see, sounds may travel, you know, a little easier than maybe you originally anticipated. Now we got to talk about overall performance. Everybody showed strong points during the investigation. We had people passing tests, you know, which is great. Ben, Chris, Carl, and Susan. If you guys want to head to the entrance, we have to have a few words with Jane and Heather. All right, so you guys know that at least one of you is going home.
I do not want to go home at all. I want to say I'm prepared, but I'll be really, really broken if I go home.
First, Jane, you did a few things that made us question your abilities and your honesty. You came in very strong. Guys, I know this, I know this, I know this. You know, the thermal, you presented yourself as if you knew how to use it. As soon as I handed it to you, it was pretty evident that, you know, you've had very little, if no experience with the thermal. We gave you a pretty good talking to. It brought you to tears, unfortunately. Heather, I mean, to be honest with you, you're one of the smartest people I've talked to in a long time.
Same here.
If I end up being the one to go home, of course, I'll be sad about it. I mean, it's an opportunity that I haven't had, but just trying to hope for the best.
You're trying to join a team that is notorious for not working with psychics and mediums, you know? I would like to see, you know, a lot more on these past investigations, incorporating yourself into the team, utilizing all ideas as well as, you know, your own abilities. I just wished that you would have started implementing that system a little sooner, so by now we'd see a lot more.
When they asked us to leave the rotunda, a million thoughts went through my head. It was just nerve-wracking to hear that Heather and Jane had to be left behind.
It's difficult any way you look at it.
So the conclusion we've come to is
Jane, go join your team. Heather, unfortunately, you have to say your goodbyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity. I respect your decision.
Okay.
Thank you. We've opened the door to a psychic. We had an open mind. We really did. We were like, okay, if you can really help us further our investigations, great. But she hasn't. Heather did not. And, you know, this is the reason why we cannot use a psychic or a medium, because we can't get hard proof. I mean, this is just, you know, an example of that.
You know, at the end of the day, as much as I was here to, in a way, audition to be a member of their team, in a way, I was kind of trying them out too. Sort of when you go for a job interview, you know, you're interviewing them as much as they are you to see if you're a good fit. Sometimes the fit just isn't there, and that's really nobody's fault.
I'm still here. After he said I was staying, I just breathed in because I think I was holding my breath. We're still with you guys.
As far as I'm concerned, Heather is the better investigator, and I would have rather seen Jane go home.
I'm just thankful that Steve and Tango were able to see that drive in me and that I want to be here more than anything.
It sucks that Heather had to leave. I knew that Heather had a longer run with us and a longer run of problems. And I knew Jane had just got thrown into the whole thing.
It's not easy to lose a member. You just have to honor their memory and remember what they taught you and remember what you learned with them and from them.
When you think of ghost hunters, you think of very scientific methods, and that's the principles that we have to keep. She is a great medium, but I think they want more science, and that's exactly what Ghost Hunters is based around.
It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. I wish them all the best luck, and I will miss working with them.
Right now, the team has to regroup and just go in the next investigation and just kill it. Any one of us is on the chopping block. No one's safe.